Hey everyone, Sasha with I'll Fight If You Fight. Today I want to give you 6 tips on how to help your loved one going through a divorce. I have been through 2 divorces. I have supported and helped many of my friends, family, loved ones go through their own divorces, and I've come to learn a few things, I think, that can really help someone trying to help, support, and love those going through a divorce too. I really feel like so many of us just really want to help and support and love, and we just don't know how, especially if we haven't been through it ourselves, right? Plus, the way that somebody serves us and helps us is gonna be different how we serve other people. So let me just give you 6 tips and let's see if any of them resonate for you and if you wanna try them out yourself. So first up is decide what role you are going to play. And what I mean by that is intention is everything with how you show up with your friend going through what they're going through. There's a couple different ways that you can choose to show up. You can choose to show up as the protector, the person who really wants to beat the other person up, come to the rescue. I'm on your side no matter what, right? There's the way that you can show up as kind of, how do I explain this? If I were to come to you with the thought and intention of, I just want to be here for you because I love you. I don't care what you did. I don't care what he did. I'm just here for you because I care about you right now. And that has a different tone in the way that I respond. That has a different tone in the way that I ask questions. And that has a different tone for that person because they feel the difference versus this intention. You know what? I need to go over there and talk to her because you know what, my friend so-and-so and my family member so-and-so has been through X, Y, and Z, and I feel like I could have, like, if I could just talk to her about this, or if I could just help her figure this out, then maybe she won't hurt as much, or maybe she'll come to see the light, or maybe so I gotta go over there, I gotta talk to her, and I'll get her to open up to me, and then I can kind of give her these great ideas and advice, and it's gonna be better, or we're gonna highlight the positive, or we're gonna, it's gonna be good. Now, none of those ways are bad. However, I have had every single type of intention show up for me through my divorces, and I can tell you that the one most, well received is the intention of, I don't care what he did, I don't care what you did, all I care about is your heart in this moment and how I can be here for you and show you love. Because in those spaces, I feel more at ease, I feel more relaxed, I feel like I don't have to prove or deny or defend. And a lot of times in divorces, there's a lot of defense going on because well-meaning friends and family want to know what happened. We need to have a reason, like give us a reason as to why this happened and who do we need to beat up, because we love you, we don't want to be hurt. But unfortunately, that can cause the person going through a divorce to feel like we have to defend ourselves or defend the story or defend our choices. And especially when we get people telling us we should have done something differently. And we're in a fragile state in those places, and so it's not easy for us. We don't want to open up as much, and we don't want to accept as much help in that type of an intention. So decide what role you're going to play and set that intention. Number 2 is fight the urge to ask for details. Okay, me, with my friends and my family, I feel obligated at times to explain or to share or to tell things. But when you're in a divorce and you're going through those things, sometimes you don't want to say a dang thing because you have been through so many conversations in your own head and others and whatever else that you've been through, that the idea of having to explain it again to the 50th person can be so emotionally draining. And so something that I found that was really, really helpful was giving that person a choice. So for example, if I come to you, let's say that you are the person who's going through divorce, and I come to you and I say, hey, listen, I heard what's going on, and I want to give you a choice in what I'm about to say. I can be here, I want to show up for you, and I want to be here to let you know that you're loved, and I want to give you a choice in knowing that I can either listen with no judgment, I won't tell you what to think or say or do, or I can be here and serve you and love you, and you don't have to tell me a single word about what happened. And I want you to know that I'm okay with either choice. And so if you give them that choice of recognizing, hey, I'm here for you. Number one, I'm here for you, right? I can either be a sounding board for you and I can be a shoulder for you to cry on, or you don't have to say a single thing to me, and just know that I'm here for you and I won't make you try to explain anything to me, because you don't have to. And that, when somebody showed up for me that way, it took off all this extra pressure. Because when you're in this space of divorce, you have so many pressures and so many things and ideas going on that not showing up for your friends or family who want to know the information is so difficult. And sometimes we forget that we have a choice in when and how to show up for you, and when or how to give you the information, because we're still working through it. And we don't really always know, and it can change day to day. You know, one day it can be it's his fault, the other day it's totally my fault, and you just don't know. And so that option is such a gift. If you can give that to your friend, that is such a gift, and actually follow through on it. The next one is allow them to feel. So sounds pretty simple, and yeah, sometimes it's one of the hardest things that we can do for people we love, and this is why. Have you ever been talking to somebody and you're feeling really sad and you're feeling really down, or you're feeling really angry, and someone goes, I'm here for you, I'm listening, and as you're going there, go, oh, but wasn't that such a positive thing though? I mean, if you look at it like this, it could be, this could be the greatest choice, or well, but if you get too mad, then you're not gonna be able to get over it, and we all know how anger fuels us, and we can say some stupid things in anger. You know what I mean? And if you're highlighting the positive for that person, or you're highlighting the negative, like, oh yeah, he or she was such trash anyways, I don't know why you ever picked him, or I knew it was gonna fail. That's my favorite comment. My favorite comment are the people who say, oh, well, I knew it wasn't gonna last. It's like, wow, okay, just add an insult to what I'm going through right now, please. So don't ever say that. Please don't ever say that to somebody going through that. Keep that to yourself, okay? But really though, allowing that person to feel looks and feels something like this. I'm gonna write it down for you, because I want you to feel the difference. Well, I wrote it down and I want to read it to you, because I want you to feel the difference, okay, of you can feel, and I'm here for you, but every time you tell me something that's uncomfortable, I'm going to try to tell you to see the light, to see the positive, or I'm going to tell you to see the negative, or whatever it is, right? Because that's just what we naturally do, is we just want to jump in and help and correct and fix some answers, and we can't take that in that space. So let me show you what I mean by this. You remember, you are the safe space, not the answer box, okay? Allowing them to feel you are not the answers. You are simply the safe space for them. And you can say things like this that will help remind you and will help remind them. It is okay to feel all you are feeling. You do not have to be strong with me. You can just be. However you show up, I don't care. Just be you and be really how you feel. Whatever you need to say, think, or feel, I can hold space for you to do that, with no judgment, with no telling you how it should be. I'm not going to tell you what to say or feel or think. I'm just here to be with you in this space, even if it's to be in silence. And then actually following through on what you're saying. Some of my deepest, most connecting moments through my divorces and things that slingshotted me into healing were the moments when people showed up with me in that way, allowing me to feel exactly what I needed to feel, without judgment, without telling me that it should be different, without voicing their own opinions, their own judgments, their own thoughts on how it should be. And that's what really helped me to heal, was to allow me to just be in that moment. Allow me to swear. Allow me to scream about what's happening. Allow me to fall into tears. And the only way I'm going to do that is if I trust that you are going to make it safe for me to do that. And part of making it safe for me to do that is when you give me that peace, that gift of showing up for me in that way of, I'm not here to make you even talk to me. I'm not here for you to explain anything. I don't need to know the answers. I'm not here for you to feel or think or say anything. I just want you to be exactly where you're at, feeling exactly what you're thinking. A lot of times in divorce, we beat ourselves up so bad. We shame ourselves, we judge the other person, we shame the other person. We think of all the people, all the ripple effect, that everything's gonna be affected by this. And if you have children, wow, just add on an entire ocean full of thoughts and feelings and worries and fears and concerns. And the last thing we need is someone else telling us how we should do it, or how we should be feeling, or what we should be saying, because we've already second-guessed ourselves to the nth degree. So if you can give that to somebody, allowing them to feel by creating that safe space, it will be such a gift. And the cool thing is that you will get what you really wanted, which was to feel like you actually helped them, to feel like they could open up to you, to feel like they can trust you and they can be with you and that they are able to be safe with you. So that's a cool thing. Okay, number 4. Continue to invite them to activities. So here's the thing. After my divorces, activities saved my butt, because when you're in that space, it's really hard not to stay down at the bottom. And so the friends that would always be like showing up at my house or texting me to invite me to things or whatever it was saved me, because it forced me to move my body. And if any of you listen to Tony Robbins, he talks a lot about physiology of the body. Moving the body just breaks up this stuff that's going on in your brain, and I totally believe that. And it's something that I've done since I was a kid. When I get sad, I gotta move my body. I gotta do something, otherwise I'm gonna stay in bed all day, because I've done that too. So continue to invite them to activities, even if they say no. Even if they say no to you 50 times, or even if they say no to you for 6 months, just keep inviting them. I promise you, because not only that, they feel like they're a burden. They sometimes, not all the time, but I felt like I was a burden. I felt, oh, great, I have this low energy, I'm not very fun right now, or my friends don't really want to be around me right now. Like, they're in a different space than I am because I'm divorced and they're not, or whatever it is. And sometimes we kind of like put ourselves in our own boxes, if that makes sense. So if you can continue to do that, that'll be super, super helpful. Okay, next one. What number is this? 5. Acts of service. Okay, so this is one of my favorites, and something that I myself have found that it's hard to do this. So often we want to help somebody going through it. We want to like serve them and do something for them. And so we ask, hey, what can we do for you? When you're going through a divorce, the last idea that you have is how someone can help you. Trust me. I've tried. I don't know what happens, but you're so stuck in all of this stuff and everything else that somebody saying, hey, how can I help you, just makes you more overwhelmed, because you want them to feel like you care and all these things. You don't even know how to help yourself right now. So that's something that I would recommend with acts of service, is just do it. Show up, bring the mail, say, I'm doing this for you. When can I bring it by, or when can I do it? I'm gonna watch your kids for you for 4 hours on a weekend. Which weekend works for you? Is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday better? I won't take no for an answer. Or sometimes it's simply, hey, I'm bringing a meal to you. What day this week will you be home that I can do that? There's so many others that you can come up with, because here's the other thing too, is sometimes we just don't know what to do to help them, right? So it's not really like your fault that, or our fault that we ask the question, what can I do for you? Because we don't really know. And some people will give you an answer. Some people you can ask that question to. So maybe try that first. Hey, what can I do for you? Or I know you're going through a hard time and I'd really like to help. Is there something I can do for you? Great. Some people might tell you. If they say they don't know or there's nothing you can do, then use your own intuition and try to connect and find out for yourself, what could I do for them? Is it just dropping off a plate of cookies? Is it bringing a meal? Is some of the things that I mentioned earlier, and just do it. Just show up, do it, make it happen, I promise. It's so helpful, because we just, in the state of divorces, you can't think about a whole lot of other things than what's right in front of you, because you're in a fire. And so there's that one. Okay, last one. So important, and I feel like nobody talks about this enough. But remember your agency in this situation too. Your friends are going through a divorce, but it doesn't mean you have to choose sides. So I see this a lot where, somebody's going through divorce and then you're stuck going, well, crap, does that mean that I can't be friends with the other person? But I don't want to lose them as a friend, and it's not me going through the divorce. And so sometimes it can be really tricky to navigate how to do that. And so the best way that I have found that has really helped is to first have an honest discussion with yourself. Recognize my friend's going through a really hard time. Maybe the other person really hurt them by the actions that they chose. Maybe they're the ones that made some decisions that really hurt the other person by the actions they chose, right? Or maybe it's something completely different and you're just in a space of wondering, how do I maintain both of these friendships? Where am I with that? Do I want both friendships? And if the answer is yes, then do it. Now, here's what I've found why we don't do it. I feel like sometimes we feel, wow, we need to honor our friendship with this person by not being friends with the other person. Or I don't want this person to feel bad by me being friends with this person, so I guess I'm just gonna have to say goodbye to this person. I think you should choose what you feel the best for you. So if you want both relationships, I think you can talk to them about that. And this is how I do it. I go to them and I say, hey, listen, I need to talk to you about something that's kind of a sensitive subject, but it's really important for me because I care about you. You are my friend. I love you so much. I hate that this is happening to you. I am so sad for your heartache and your pain. And I still want to be friends with your ex-spouse. I understand if that brings up a lot of feelings for you, and I don't intend to hurt you. However, I have to follow my own heart too. And for me, I feel like I can be friends with both of you and not let it have that conflict with me and you. And this is what I intend to do. So this is something that I've kind of done recently, but I'm actually friends with a few people who are exes of their exes' new spouses, if that makes any sense. And when you're in a space where you know both sides and you're friends with both, sometimes it can be really hard to differentiate. So you make ground rules, okay? So the first ground rule that I made was, I want to be your friend and I'm not going to talk to you about your ex-spouse. And I go to the other person, I want to be your friend, so my rule is you don't talk to me about your ex-spouse when we're around. It just puts me in a hard situation, and I really want our friendship to be based on moving forward from here in this new space, because it's a new relationship now. And so you lay ground rules, or maybe one of your ground rules is you can speak to me about your ex spouse if it is not about this, and this. If you're gonna say negative things about them or whatever else, then I'm gonna disengage and I'm not gonna be part of that. So you're setting boundaries for your new relationship, and that's not always easy to do. And I trust that you'll know how to figure it out. because we all figure it out. Because it's been done. So if it's been done for other people, then why can't it be done for you too? And why can't you figure that out as well? And I really believe that you can. So it starts with being completely honest with yourself, and then being completely honest with your friends, and letting them know, I want to create a safe space in this new relationship, because now we need to create different rules and different expectations and different ways of kind of doing this new space of you and us, or you and me, and then them and me, if that's what you choose to do. I just feel like that's something that sometimes we forget, that we have that choice. Now, here's the other thing too, is I've also made that choice to tell somebody that, and they didn't want to be my friend anymore. They said, if you are going to be friends with her or him, I just don't see how I can be friends with you. And it's a risk and pain that we have to be willing to put kind of ourselves on the line for, to honor our own agency as well. So those are my tips for you. Hopefully it helps. I'll put the recap, just kind of 1 through 6, down in the link below, or the comments below, description below, whatever it is. Anyways, hopefully this helped you a little bit, and until next time.